And we're back. Thank you for hanging with us, friends. All right. So I think we actually have one more downtime action remaining, if my math is
Okay.
right. Because
Cool.
I have calculating, so like I get 3, and then I know Lauren took 2, which means that we have 1 remaining from our case, from our mandate.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So, do you want to take that and run with it? I don't know if you want to reduce heat. I actually don't know 100% if heat reduction is going to help us at all. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, because we're gonna gain 9, which means it's gonna take us over. I mean, yeah. Uh, my suggestion would be if you wanted to, uh, if you wanted to spend it to research some of the spirit wardens, or I can do it.
Yeah, yeah.
Your observe is a lot better than mine, and you're much better at putting the pieces together. Draft can come up with the plan, but not so much in the execution.
No, I totally. It's very lucky to think of like sort of tracking on the map, like how far you can go in 5 minutes or 10 minutes or so, and do that sort of montage of the murder board running around like all these spirit ones, looking very thoughtfully at it.
Yeah.
Cool. So do you wanna try that?
I would love to.
Awesome.
Boop boop. I got a 6.
All right. Have
That's
you
3
guys?
ticks.
Have you folks Sean Nerd these dice? Like, what's going on? Have you rolled not a 6 today? There's been 1 5, another 5, a 6. Yeah, I don't know.
I know what's up with these stats.
Some
I'm just.
days,
I'm not
you're
calling you cheaters outright. I'm just saying.
It's okay. It's still gonna go down at some point.
well, we have leads, but we haven't finished the first clock, so we don't actually have suspected targets. We just have zones of influence right now. So I think all
Cool.
you did was just kick us off real fast. So I'm gonna put some ticks on that clock if that's okay.
Please do.
Cool. 3, 1, 2, 3. Click. Did that work? Yeah, it did. All right, cool. Sweet.
Make make another make another observe roll.
Okay,
Uh,
I'm feeling lucky.
Just to see if
yeah,
somebody's watching you back.
yeah, risky low.
Cool.
Limited, risky limited.
Yeah, risky limited.
Okay. Oh, I only got a 5 on that one.
Okay. Okay. Hmm.
So that could mean 0 effect if you do limited.
Right.
I don't know if you have any powers that influence that, Lauren. I'm not 100% sure what your abilities are.
I can I can push myself in the line of duty, for free, and then I can also push myself to either impress someone with my integrity and authority, or to make them hesitate and reconsider their actions.
Hmm. I don't think the hesitation or reconsider their actions is gonna necessarily work. Um,
Maybe we just don't get it, and it's okay.
yeah. Yeah. You don't get that. That something you're missing something, but that's cool.
The hairs on the back of your neck go up. You look around. Nothing happens.
You can't figure it out. You're like, "Ah, damn it, I know something's going on, but you just, nah. You know what? It's the stress of the case. Let's move on.
All it is, for sure. All right. So what do we want our next job to be? Do we want to arrange a party with Lizette?
Yeah.
I feel like the spirit wardens are still off the docket. We could. I don't have a good angle on McClellan, right? Because McClellan turned over that stuff, but clearly the stuff was stuff that he placed. But I'm not 100% sure who he's working for, and that's a thing that we may we may want to look into. But in order for us to look into that, we need to be able to turn someone, and I don't think that Athena is gonna give up on him.
Yeah.
I'll come up with something. All right. I think Lizette's probably our only still purely viable lead.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're re-resuming your undercover identities
Yeah.
as
Is it Brina?
Cesareth and Brina Dava,
Yeah.
Yep.
horse trainers extraordinaires.
Yes.
Cool. And you're handing over some ghoul to Lizette to set up a big party.
Yeah, yeah.
Awesome. And the thought is, like, just so I have an idea of the plan. Is the plan to like corner her at the party and bring her in, or what is the plan from once the party is in action?
I think there's a lot of components here. I think for sure we want to catch her doing the drug and inviting people to do the drug, which is very very weak, but it's enough to give us pretext,
Right.
to move people.
Yeah.
It's like that's evidence against her that we can then use to sweat her to get some stuff. I don't. Yeah, no, no. Now I'm gonna tell my partner this. I have an inkling. We were told that only members of the Rowan family have the key that's necessary to get into their like secret family study, right? I don't know if this party is a good pretext to try and get a hold of that. I was hoping to have prowl or finesse, but I don't. I just don't. I could not garner the XPs. So that's something that we should be looking for as an opportunity, as a way to figure that out. And the other thing that we want is we want to earn her trust so that she'll tell us some things. Because if it turns out that the Rowans have none of this stuff, but they're still feuding with the... I want to know why they're still feuding with the Strangfords, and like how to how to interconnect, what the interconnection between the Beaumours, the Strangfords, and the Rowans is all about this, right? Because like Lizette also sold some ghoul to the Red Sashes because the Red Sashes had no reason to drop her name otherwise. Like it would have been a complete shot in the dark. And it turns out that she did have the stuff. We want to find out why, if she is so enamored of the substance, she is actually dealing in it, because she isn't on the street playing at being a gangbanger. So like, what is her deal? What is she planning to do? Is she more cunning than she appears? Because she appears like a Paris Hilton and doesn't seem too canny. There's a lot of components here, Judd. Like I think that these are some things that we're maybe going to be going fishing for.
Okay. Cool.
Do you have anything to add to that, Maya?
Hey, I think it's just to see who turns up, right? Like to sort of see where, like, if there's any sort of crossover or anything. She's got a lot of like, she knows a lot of people. So maybe some familiar faces mentioned, maybe some new faces. I like making friends, so it's
All right.
the other thing.
Awesome. Shall we make the engagement roll?
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah.
Is this operation bold or daring? Yeah, I think selling drugs to a
Knowing
founder's
people,
kid.
yeah.
Does the plan's detail expose the vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest? I think it does. I think it's a result of you guys investigating the other stuff, and finding that she was looking for ghoul, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give you plus 2D. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight?
Maybe make a pitch for Cobb or Weaver. It's like the other servants working for the
Yeah.
Rowan family.
No, I'm going to say no. Are there any other elements you might want to consider?
We are definitely playing outside of our league in terms of tier.
Yeah. So I'm going to say it's -1, so you have 1 die.
Ooh.
Hey, it's 5. It's not a 6 though. But it does mean that we end up in a risky position, which we're at a party with a bunch of founders. How is that not risky?
Cool. You give the drug to Lizette, and she's like, "Great, I have the run of the tower next Friday night. Let's do this shit. I'm gonna burn the place down, so to speak." And you are invited to the party, and when you get there, there are just the places. You were given an invite, and the place is packed. There are musicians playing music in the courtyard where you like rode the horses around. It's just wall to wall bodies, people doing every kind of drug imaginable, and Ruby, the little girl, sees you walk in, and gets right in your ear so she can yell over the music. She said she wanted to see you in the study.
I am so in. Yeah, okay. We follow the little girl.
Yeah, totally.
Cool. And you follow her up into the study, and the study looks is filled with rich kids from Brightstone, and they're like in little clusters talking, and Lizette is looking at you guys, and she waves, and this is where we get into the risky, because you see coming up behind her, pulling a gun, is Finn Bowmore, and he's about to kill your star witness.
I think there's an assault roll about to happen.
Cool.
Nice.
Yeah, I think I just I cry out, and actually there's a split second where what actually goes through my mind is, "Oh, you stupid shit." But what actually comes out of my mouth is like I'm clocking him, and I'm just like, this kid doesn't know what he's actually doing. So like I have like a split second. I think what I actually do is I like yell out in Severosi something the equivalent of like, madam, or like mistress, or like whatever the right I'm a servant and you're my higher up term is here. And yeah, I think I just like go tackle him, but I make sure that my body is between him and Lizette.
Oh wow.
So if the shot goes off, I want to take harm. I want to protect her.
Okay.
Help you by trying to like secure Lizette, or likewise sort of get in the way, that kind of thing.
The
Cool.
easy, I mean, like you can assist by like spending a stress and doing that, or do like when you say secure, that's like a specific action. The reason I'm asking the question is I didn't know if you wanted to do like a setup action, if there's enough time even to do one like that.
Yeah, I think this is more of like an assist. Like I'll try and make a grab for her, or you go for Finn, kind of thing.
That sounds good. All right, so I'm gonna push, and I believe I'm getting an assist, which means it's gonna be plus 2d. So I'm gonna be rolling like a boss.
Right.
And this is risky standard, I assume.
Yes.
Wow, I only pull out a 5. I'm gonna take some harm now.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you take the harm.
Yeah.
I think you jump, and the shot goes right into you.
Cool. So can I twist his arm and like, point the gun away from me so that it's only a glancing blow rather than taking grip shot right into my midsection from close range?
You can make a resistance roll to lower it, but not to get rid of it.
Awesome. So if it's risky, I'm taking level 2 harm standard. I'm gonna roll force, and I'm gonna roll at plus 1d because we are forged in fire.
Nice.
Okay, 4. So 2 stress. That's gonna reduce it. So I'm
Cool.
gonna take a
Yeah,
graze.
yeah. I mean, bullets are strange things, right? You twist it away, and like you feel it kind of go off your rib, literally. I mean, you like literally feel like metal on bone bounce, and
Uh, cool.
the bullet goes into the fireplace, splits a log, and people are screaming. And there's a lot of smoke in the room. These guns throw off a lot of smoke, and the place is it's looking kind of murky. And you've got Lizette on the floor, Matatui.
Mm.
And what now?
What has been Bomar's response? Is he just gonna like book it, or like is he?
Yeah, I think he's like pushing.
Actually, hang on.
Uh,
I
yeah,
might have a. Okay, carry on. We're good.
he's pushing Drav away and trying to like get the hell out of here.
Yes, but there is a problem with that. I am natural born police. I cannot be given the slip through the consequences of an action like this.
Awesome.
So I think that there is just like a moment where he tries, but I just like I'm a burn my special armor. If you want, I can make a roll, and then I can use my special armor to like block the consequence. Or we could just say that I can spend it to like pin him. Do you want me to make like a roll to like pursue? I'm actually pretty good at this.
Yeah, go ahead, make the roll.
All right.
Yeah.
So I think I am gonna pursue. I'm just gonna
Yeah.
roll it straight up unless you want to toss an assist here. What's my position and effect?
I think we're still at risky standard only
Okay.
because you just got shot,
Oh yeah.
and I think he's still
It would be controlled otherwise.
yeah.
Okay.
I can toss an assist to like sort of pile on in there with you.
Okay. Awesome. Try and intercept him, force him to bob and weave while I just go for the tackle.
Yeah, and I think Maya's pissed. Like she's actually having emotions that you got hurt.
No,
like,
he's gone. I roll a 3. There is no saving this. You tell me the consequences, Judd. Where's my 6s? I need my 6s dice.
told you, Jen. It was only a matter of time for we were.
There's no armor that saves a complete miss. So you read me some consequences here.
Yeah, he puts his thumb right in the bullet wound.
Oh, awesome.
Like he just like he's way fucking meaner than you anticipated, and he puts his thumb right in the bullet wound, and like all of your reflexes are telling you what to do, but your body says no.
Yep.
No. Touching your bone, he's touching your rib,
Yeah, I think he is.
and yeah, you just kind of your body just convulses.
Yeah, I think I'm on the floor, and I'm
And then I think, it's just like a crowd gets in between you, and he's gone.
I'm gonna give chase.
the dice doth giveth, and the dice doth taketh away. I think just telling Lauren this, I think it's okay. I think that if we need to, finding this guy wherever he's hiding is a non-issue. We know who he is. It's not like he's wearing a mask and everyone's like completely clueless as to what just happened. I think you using Lizette's shock and seeing if you can extract from her confessions and things is probably more useful. I'll just lie here. I got shot right there. Do you want to see? No. Yeah, I'm on the floor bleeding.
Yeah, I think there was that moment where Maya's about to like make a sprint for like him as if he is a ghost on the Deathlands, like 'cause he's fucking dead. And,
Yeah.
and then you're like no, like yeah.
Yeah, and maybe there's even like 1 second where like the crowd parts and like you two lock eyes, and he's just like, hanged man, and he's gone.
I think Maya spits out several very vulgar, Silversea curse words. And it really hurts to let him go, but yeah, it turns her around and you're bleeding on the floor. I feel like that's more of a prayer. Oh yeah, God prayer.
Yeah, I think if you get close though, I think that I'm doing one of two things. Like one is I'm going to be have you ever seen like the World Cup and like people in soccer that like fall over and they clutch their knees and they pretend that it's like way worse than any sort of injury it could be?
Oh,
I
yeah.
am 100% doing that, right? Like, but I think that like when I'm out of people's view and I can like whisper to you, like I'm going to use your in character like in persona name because you are now Cesar or you're are you Brina? Brina. You're Brina
Yeah, Brina.
Brina Deva, right? Like and I use that. Remember that last time when the two of us were here, we came up with like fake pet names for each other because we're supposed to be married. And so like
Yeah.
I think I specifically use a pet name for you and I tell you I'm like, no, you know, like tend to the young lady and I give you that look like I'm gonna be fine. Like I know what this is. This is not a death wound. And then and then I just like go back to like I'm like it doesn't even hurt so much, you know, and play it up obviously.
Yeah, I think under the guise of being like married, Brina like sort of does that sort of cheap caress, like just to see if you're okay, and then we'll like continue on to talk to Lizette. Poor girl is
Yeah.
in shock.
Yeah. Lizette says, "Come on, let's get you out of here. You're going to bleed all over the carpet. Let's go up to the lab."
And
Okay.
lead the way. Yeah. Thank
And,
you very much for your kind offer.
can you walk? Do you need someone to carry you?
I tell her I put on a brave face, but I obviously make it look like I'm hurting, and I'm just like just someone to lean on. I'll be fine, you know.
Yeah.
And
She calls over a boy toy, and he helps you lean on him, and yeah, they take you up to the lab, and I think it's in a secret path. Like the door is behind a clock. It's one of those deals, and then you go up a flight of stairs, and yeah, you're in the Rowan laboratory. Uh,
the Rowans and the Waynes must be related.
right, right, yes, uh, and she puts you on a table that looks like it was made for this kind of thing. Like it was made either as an operating table or a place to do not vivisection, but dissection, or vivisection. But like, yeah, there are straps, but she doesn't put you in the straps. She just like puts you on the table, and it is a very Frankenstein like lab.
I
Uh,
like.
and I think
Oh, sorry.
on the table, like the crates that these ghoul cases come from have become something that you guys know, that you both, Matatui and Drav, know on site. They're very particular box like crates, and with like old Severosi markings on them from where they're brought in from the Deathlands, and you both see those. You see two crates right away, like the first thing you do notice is that there are two crates kind of like tucked away. There's so much crap in here that you might not have otherwise noticed, but no, there's no way you don't see it.
Is there anything else to further clock with like an observe roll while they're getting drawn up
Yeah,
on the table?
yeah. Con-
Hey,
control,
Matsuri, I am totally
standard.
assisting you. Sorry, go ahead, Judd.
Yeah, no, controlled standard. Go make that roll.
You're assisting.
Oh yeah, I
me,
am because like when she's like like dabbing at the thing, obviously I'm like no, it's good. It's like does it hurt? No, and just keep her attention on me so she's like not watching like Matatui like looking around and reading all the rooms. I am curious, by the way. I don't know if those crates have been opened because she said that her supply ran out, and I don't know if her dad just basically like put the kibosh on her being able to like pocket some.
Right.
Or if she's opened them and stolen some, and because they're in the middle of this heap pile, nobody's noticed, and she actually just emptied them.
Yep.
Awesome.
Make that roll.
Will, what's my position?
Controlled standard.
Controlled standard. Cool. I feel like, in the TV version of this, dramas are making noises and stuff, and we see like Maya go from Brina to Maya. Like they like sort of let's try a softer, like are opening up a guy's here kind of face to like sort of dead, like sort of like very perceptive, piercing cop eyes as she's like looking around the room. in the background.
Awesome.
Oops, hang on. I didn't add the bonus die. I'll do that just to go roll 1d6 just in case. Might be a 6. It's a 6.
There's the 6. When not when I'm getting shot.
Oh dear.
You see a shelf of canisters that are clearly uh, illegally stored ghosts.
Ooh. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so there's that. And then you also, on the bookcase, you see the books that are also becoming iconic over the course of this case, which are the books that teach one how to use ghoul to make someone immortal like the Undying Emperor.
Nice.
And I think in the meantime, while you're kind of looking and like doing your Sherlock eyes thing, uh, Lizette takes a knife out of a thigh holster and cuts your shirt open, and starts looking at it.
I mean, I've been shot. I'm not faking.
Yeah, yeah. And she looks and says,
Probably see my rib.
"Yeah." She says, "It's bad, but it's not still in there, and it looks like it just glanced."
How I'm trying to understand this, right? So like this is the work of a leech. I've been shot before. Like there are
Right.
scars there. I make sure she doesn't rip open the shirt like at my shoulder, right? Like if she takes that part off, it's totally fine. But I keep
Right.
this hidden so that she can't see like my Ravens logos and stuff. And
Oh,
so
interesting.
yeah. I'm just putting these devil's bargains on the table. We've saw it, right, when I was talking
Yeah.
to Lamplex. So yeah, I think I've been treated by many leeches before, and I know what combat medicine looks like. How knowledgeable is she? Is she just like a panicked girl trying to do this, or is she putting on a front the same way we are?
No, she pulled the knife and started cutting you, and like it was, she got,
She's done this before.
she's done this
This is
before.
practiced.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I say in my fake Sephirosi accent, like, what do you recommend, doctor?
Let's wash it out. And I think you're gonna, we'll get you, we'll, I've got to talk to the guards and just get things cleared up. Uh, See if we can get Finn.
I'd like to do a setup action. I'd like to
Yeah.
do a setup action that's going to benefit us later. I think I put a hand on her hand as she's like looking around and getting ready to leave. And I just want to pause her and just be like, "Hey, are you okay?" And I'd like to relate to her as a person, right?
Nice.
Like, do you know this boy? Like, are you okay? Like, are you shaking? Do you want to take a breath? Like, if I'm not dying and you watch this out, maybe you can like wait 5 minutes to
Yeah.
talk to the guards.
That's awesome.
All right, cool. What's my position?
I think it's risky standard.
All right, cool. I think I'm gonna push again
Cool.
because this is a kind of a long-term setup. I'm gonna keep reminding you of this roll.
Yes.
Four. Dice are not my friend today. I do
Okay.
it, but there might be a consequence. Could be any number of things, from like harm to like reduced effect to I have to make a promise. I might be stuck in this building for downtimes. I don't know. That's a complication for those of you watching at
Yeah.
home who are wondering
Yeah.
what list I'm running through is like what happens on a 4 to 5.
Yeah. Sugar. Let me read it. Hold on.
Yeah, take your time.
Mhm.
I'm going to say it's a reduced effect. I'm going
How
to
does
say
that
that.
work on a setup? That's tricky on a setup though.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you think so? Okay.
There
Yeah.
is a way to do it. My suggestion for you is to give me a clock, like a 4 clock, and maybe we put 2 ticks on it, and I have to do a second setup action at some point to try and
Yeah,
get it over the top.
I like that.
All right, let's do it. 4 o'clock, Maya's trust, or sorry, Lizette's trust.
Yeah. I like it. That's a good way to deal with it.
I'm only gonna say this once, but in Blades, there's always an answer.
There's always 4 answers, really,
That's also true. That is also true. Yes. All right.
which is what I like about it. Yeah.
Cool.
Which is why I think it's kind of fun to talk to other people who GM it, because you can be like, you know, what did you do in this situation? They're like, oh, well, we made it a long-term project. And we were like, oh, we made it a job. And it's just,
Yeah.
they both work, right? But
Yeah.
it's just totally different. It's cool. Awesome. So yeah, she says, let's get you guys to your room and then I'll deal with the guards. I can't leave you here. My dad and Lord Rowan can never know you were in here.
What do you want us to tell him about what happened downstairs? I don't think he's going to be shocked that you threw a party, but I think that this is something.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a secret that I threw a party. For goodness sake, I engraved invitations. I used his engraver.
God damn it.
But I don't know what it's going to do between us and the Bowmores. I didn't realize Old Man Bowmore was that sore about it.
I think this is the okay. Uh, yeah, I think I have an in here, Maya. I think I kind of wanna push her. I think this is where I play the "I got shot for you" card, and ask,
Yeah.
can I at least know what this was about, right?
Nice.
What does that look like?
I realized that I'm going to say risky standard. I just don't think she trusts people easily.
That's fine. That's fine. That's fine. This is Blades for everybody watching. This is where I ask you a question. How can I make this controlled? Is there a way that I can play on? Because like my characters in that world, I as Josh can't necessarily see the opening. Is there
Right.
anything else I could possibly do to convince her that we are at least this far trustworthy? Because I mean, we risked our lives for her, right? Like we're not just randos.
Yeah.
We are randos off the street, but like we are randos that have been around for a little while. We made good on our word to provide stuff for her party, and in addition to that, we're bleeding for her, which is more than her guards did tonight.
So I guess my answer is I'm sure there's a way, but I can't think of it.
I think that's fine. I think we just roll
Okay.
risky then.
Cool.
And I'll keep watching for an opportunity to change her position on us. I think if I push myself, I'm gonna trauma. Do you have any idea for how to get an assist here?
The only thing I can think of is like really super playing into that like weird a couple of like Siberosians like what I'm trying to say, like play the coupley aspect of like we're just as shocked and like we're not from here, like what could we possibly do to like screw up your what have you got going on here, because we're gonna go back to like the Deathlands after this.
Okay. I can dig it. Judd, do you feel like that's enough for an assist?
Yeah, I can deal with that.
All right, let me do another relate roll here and see. It's gonna be risky, obviously. Standard. All right. Plus 1d. All right. Come on, dice. No, 4. I do it, but there's a consequence.
Okay. Okay. She folds her arms and like takes the knife like a reverse grip, and so she's kind of like this. And she says, "Who are you really?"
Yep.
Tell me that, and I'll tell you why you got shot.
I think I look at Maya, but I'm showing puzzlement on my face, right? Like I'm basically like, what is she? Could she possibly be talking about? But Maya, I'm clocking you, and I'm just like, what? Do we come clean, or do we keep the ruse going? Because the ruse is pretty useful, but the gig may be up. What do you think?
Oh,
I mean, we could lie to you, or we could lie to her. We could just be like, wrong people at the wrong time.
yeah. I'm tempted to like just to try and keep it alive a little bit longer because it is very useful.
It's an exploit roll. I'm not great at this. You might be the one to actually jump in here. I do have
Oh
one
yeah.
stress left for an assist, and after that, I'll trauma. But yeah,
I think it makes sense too, because like if anyone's gonna BS about like
Yeah,
being super Rusi, it's Maya's gonna be like, oh, like
yeah, totally.
and I can thicken my accent and do all that kind of thing to
I'm going to. Oof. I do have that power where I can assist twice per mission without spending stress. So I think I'm gonna actually activate the first of those two. Um, I'm trying to think of what I could have told you beforehand that could have possibly uh they could have possibly helped you here right now. I don't know. I think it's just like I think it's just us practicing our roles, right? Like it's practicing the accents. It's do like like doing the back and forth and actually being in character for a while and things like that.
it could potentially be like that bonding moment we had in like the Severosi
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
restaurant, sharing stories about like your old friend, that kind of thing. Like perhaps even I slip in some like
Details that
details
are
from that
true
time.
because all
Yeah,
best lies are built on truth.
exactly.
I love it. So cool. So I'm gonna give you an assist die by making you seem extra authentic by knowing details that nobody else should.
Excellent. Oh, and then would this be a? Actually, no. Yeah, I'll exploit. I'm just trying to see if I can spend special armor to resist a consequence from
So save
status
that for
or
the
to
4 to 5.
yeah, or push myself in the line of duty. Yeah, I'll save that for the 4 to 5. Yeah. Um, might as well push myself as well.
Yeah, you've actually got some stress to burn.
Yeah.
I'm sitting
And
at 7 playing with the edge.
what's my position?
Risky standard.
Risky. Perfect. Okay. Oh, 2 or 3 to 2.
There's no saving that. That's a miss.
I've got my hand hovering over the special armor box.
All right, Chad, hit us.
Uh,
We stick to our story,
right.
and something goes wrong. I don't know if it becomes desperate. If she
It does become desperate.
okay,
What
if she
happened?
put a knife to someone.
No, yeah, uh, she hits her palm like hard, but like not even that hard, like too hard, harder than you'd want it to be touched. She puts a palm to your rib, to your bullet wound, and like while you're like curling over, she puts a knife to your neck, and then she looks at you, Mayatui, and she says, "You've got about 5 seconds to convince me before I just spill this all over your Severossi feet."
That'd be a good time to spend my special armor to resist an institutional barrier towards people, places, and things.
It's usually like guards telling us we can't go somewhere, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Hmm.
Do you have that power that when you speak, people have to listen? I forget. I forget what that's called.
I can push myself to both impress onlookers with integrity and authority as an agent of the Imperium, so not super useful here.
Yeah, but that's if
And
you that requires you to drop your act.
yeah, or cause
You know
them to
what?
hesitate and
I,
reconsider.
I need you to look at me, and I need you to believe me. And the answer is, make the desperate roll.
Okay.
It's fine. I will take ridiculous levels of harm. It's okay. I'm putting myself in line here.
Oh no.
I trust you. Make the roll.
Okay. Oh my god. What's our advice? Just push on through with another exploit, like trying to just, like, when the knife goes to your throat, shriek and be like, "Oh my god! Like, what are you doing to my husband?" Like, really trying to.
Yeah, I mean, tell me what you're doing. I don't know. How you do it is up to you.
Oh, what do you think, Josh?
I think you make the same roll. You just make it desperate. Don't forget to mark XP. I think that's that, right? Like, it's the. Here's the thing. If I wasn't who I said I was, I would probably tackle her or fight her right now. But I think we just stick to our cards and we trust the dice, right? Like, they're probably gonna come up 4 to 5. 3 dice is pretty solid on that. It's better than 75% odds. I'm hoping for 6, but I don't have a gambler's fallacy. I know it's just 3 dice. It could be anything. So yeah, I say we let them fly and we see what destiny dictates. Just shriek. I don't know. Say some truths, maybe even more. Yeah, just talk shit, roll crits, stick to your guns, do it. I believe in you.
Slip right into Sivarosi, like, shriek, get on my knees, like, is begging. This is really embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay, and can I burn my special armor to push myself in the line of duty? Does this count for that?
This is the line of duty, and I believe you can.
Okay, so this is desperate. What's the effect?
Standard.
Standard. Cool.
That's all you need. Hey, you do it, but there's a consequence.
Yeah.
So this means that the girl is convinced, but you get to decide consequences here, Judd.
Yeah.
And they're severe, right? Because, like, in desperate actions require desperate consequences, but
I think. I mean, can you both take harm? Is that cool?
yeah.
Cool. So I think um I don't even know what to call it, but, like, there's like an undercover PTSD, I think, that's setting in. I think you both realize how close you came to getting killed on this, and it's desperate. It's a desperate psychic trauma. I'm just gonna call it. I mean, I want to call it something like deep fear, or the undercover shakes. Let's just call them the undercover shakes.
Awesome.
That's good. What level is that?
So this is where I tell you that I'm natural born police, and I'm spending an arm. Well, the consequence of a desperate action is always level 3 harm.
Right.
So I'm going to spend my armor to reduce it to level 2, and then
Okay.
because I understand that reducing level 1 harm is going to be part of my downtime actions anyway. I am going to risk trauma right now and have fun.
Okay.
I'm going to attempt to actually resist that.
Okay.
Here we go. I get plus 1d because we are forged in fire, and that is always true. Yes! I do not trauma.
Nice.
Yeah, there's that 6 I was looking for. So I think I think I'm just gonna get level 1 shaken, if that's okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Whew.
Oh, I feel like I should try and resist this too.
Okay.
Well, level 3 means that you are so badly shaken that you cannot anytime your harm applies, right? So like if for example you take like a wound to your arm but you're actually talking, it's not gonna be the same thing. But you can only act with help. So like 3 is very bad harm. You want to at least get it to 2 and
Yeah.
to 1 whenever possible.
Totally. How do I resist this? I guess it doesn't super matter. Because I've got 2 dots and everything.
Yeah. What's your angle?
I feel like this comes from that sort of very like personal resolve you get when you write out in the death lines and you come face to face with ghosts and you realize there's a lot more trauma to be had like out there, sort of like beyond death. And I think like
Yeah.
in a weird way, this like I think Maya tries to steady herself by like reminding herself that this isn't the worst it gets. Like this
Cool.
is, yeah. I guess I'll roll. Physical strength or injury, mental strength. Yeah, so I'll roll conviction.
Conviction. Yeah, that seems right.
Yeah. Ooh.
5. It's 1 stress.
I got trauma.
Right. Now it's level 2, right?
Yeah.
Undercover shakes.
Undercover shakes, nice.
She takes the knife away. I have trust issues.
You don't say. I think I'm gonna clutch Maya as if, you know, it's my spouse and this was a real close call and this could have been real bad. But go on, Judd.
Yeah, she says, help your husband to his room. I gotta clear the lab, lock it up, and make sure see if I can get the servants to track down Finn.
I think like Maya's. I think she like has worked at some crocodile tears, and sort of like just sort of wipe him away and like sort of shakily like embraces Drav back and try to help you up.
Yeah.
I think Drav is practicing lines on how to use that doubt in her to worry at her trust issues on the way back to the room. But I think partway back, you know, I think he actually like looks at you like because you know he's leaning on you like because he actually was kind of hurt. No, actually, level 1 harm is nothing. I think it's like the equivalent of a sprained ankle, right? He's like, but he does it so that everyone sees it happening, right? Like so that it's public that injury was not a joke. And he says, you know, somehow being at a noble party dressed in fancy clothes is vastly more dangerous than putting on your coat and going into a den full of vipers armed with a den full of sashes armed with guns ready to shoot you at a moment's notice.
And I think as soon as like we turn a corner, like Maya is just back to like sort of straight faced cop face, right? Like even though in the back of her head she's like, Jesus fucking Christ, like that was really close. And she like clears her throat and sort of says in a very confident voice, like, Drav, we have always been in the pit of vipers. We will never escape the pit of vipers. The only difference is here the vipers don't have as obvious fangs.
Good job sticking to your story. All right.
You're quite the good actor.
Actually, for a split second, his face gets a little weird, and he says, "I used to be better," and just lets it sit at that.
Cool. So I think you've got about a half hour before the next thing happens. What do you do when you get back to the room? Like, because this was the room that you guys were given, you folks were given in the last mission. So
I tell you that I mean I tell you honestly, I'm like, hey, I think this gives us an in. This gives us a play, right? Like this is how we open up the big connections, because as much as as much as she's playing some sort of game against her family and others, like this is a way that we can actually get Lord Rowan in our pocket. And if we can get Rowan in our pocket, we take a look and see exactly who Strangford is backing. My guess is the McClellans, but we'll have to see. I think that we put our lives on the line here, and it paid off. I think we just play this round, right?
Yeah, it would be a shame if this is all for naught. And yeah,
I don't think we have, Judd. I don't think we have any like additional actions to do here.
Okay.
I think.
Are you getting out of Dodge like as soon as she closes the door and leaves? Are you guys just getting out of there?
Oh. You mean like out of like where she's cleaning everything up, or like?
Yeah. Yeah. Like, are you leaving the party? I guess is what I'm saying. Or are you
hmm.
staying undercover and hanging for a bit? Totally up to you.
It's cleaner to go. And I think that we've gotten a little lucky with a desperate situation, and I think that if we've earned some string from her, maybe we just play the string. I think that if we try to push right now, it could get ugly. I am morbidly, yeah. I think I would like to talk to Ruby before we
Okay.
go.
Ooh,
Cool.
nice. Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
think that I am going to pass her like a coin or something. And I'm going to tell her that I did the best that I could for Lizette, but I worry about her safety. And what I want is for the child to tell me everything that she hears, until Lizette comes to talk to us. Just like under the pretense of just to keep the house safe, just to make sure that everything's okay, because like I can't be
Cool.
here, so I need you to be my eyes and ears, right? Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
uh,
She eats that right up.
awesome. Do I need to make a roll, or is that okay?
No. No.
Okay,
I'm fine with that.
all right.
Fine with that. Cool.
Wait.
Cool. So is that over? You guys out
Well,
of
I'm
there? Or-
expecting to talk to Lizette in 30 minutes.
Oh, okay. So you're not leaving. You're staying in the room, or you're
Yeah,
leaving.
we're staying in the room, we're staying in the household, we're staying in the noble house because
Cool.
Lizette was like, I was like, hey, why did I get shot? And she was like, who are you really? And we're like, we're just people that got shot for you. And she's like, Kerstab, who are you really? And we made all our rolls and we went through, so I'm assuming that she's going
Awesome.
to tell us
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. Yeah. She is. She is. She is. She is. You've earned that through the dice.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I didn't forget about that. I just wasn't sure
Yes,
what exactly what you
so
mean.
I am here until my kiss breaks wide open.
Awesome.
So yeah.
So the door bursts open without a knock, and you hear Lizette say something like, "Knock, you savages!" And it's a bunch of Rowan House Guard who are these gruff former soldiers, and they've got their rifles out with their bayonets fixed, and they throw Finn and his two friends on the floor, and Lizette walks like between them and you, and she says, "Take these two to the farm and fucking feed them to the eels." And he says, "What's the farm?" And she says, "Do you think I'm fucking stupid? When my father had to eradicate that gang 10 years ago, when this ghoul shit first came onto the scene, you dealt with them in the farm. I was a little girl and I fucking picked up on it. These assholes to the same place." And they say, "Yes, mom." And then, so like two guards take them off. And then she has Finn's pistol in her hand. She's got like a bullet that she's like putting in between her fingers. And she puts it in the gun and cocks it and pulls the thing back and says, "Finn, do you have something to say?" And he like looks up and looks at you two. And he says, they're my guests, asshole. You don't even speak to them." And he just shakes his head like, "My life is shit." And she says, "You owe them an explanation, though. You did shoot one of my guests. So why did you come into my house and shoot me?" And he says, "You set me up." And she says, "What are you talking about?" She says, the ghoul. Fuck you. You were an idiot. You were going to get us all into trouble.
I mean, he was.
So I sent the ghoul where someone could actually use it. Why? Why did you? What? I did it because I don't like or respect you, Finn. I didn't want your father to get ghoul and be able to use it, just in case our parents' little fairy tales are real. Heaven forbid it should be your father. The only thing worse is that dumb trussed up walrus in the McClellan house. And he says, so what, Lord Rowan? He's the immortal? She says, fuck Lord Rowan. I think we've tried an undying emperor. I think it's time for an undying empress, don't you? He says, what? 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 And she takes the gun and shoots him in the head.
I'm gonna let her take the heat for that. I'm not saving the boy.
Okay.
How about you, Maya Tui?
Oh.
I'm saving my remaining stress and traumas for about to not us die because we just heard shit we should not know.
Oh yeah, totally. I've got one stress left.
Oh, it's gonna be a day.
Oh
Here we
yeah.
go. So Judd, I think that happens. There's silence. Like I flinch when she pulls the trigger,
Yeah.
and then
Did that give you the answers that, like, from
Oh,
those
yeah.
roles? You're like, okay, cool.
oh yeah. But my question is, what is she planning on doing with us?
She, like, looks down at the mess and realizes that she just did this in your room and says, I'm sorry, I'll have some servants come clean that up.
No big deal.
I thought you should see that. I trust your discretion with the nonsense he was spewing. He was willing to say anything. He said you two were cops.
Thank you, Lauren. That was perfect.
Me?
C'est moi?
Uh,
Anyway,
I think I'm just gonna play on her expectations. I think there's just like a moment where like I take a deep breath and then I exhale and then I say like a traditional Severosi thing that I was taught by Maya Tui, which basically amounts to like mistakes in the Deathlands leave you, like have only one outcome or something like that, right? Like if you fuck up and you fuck up big, you're just dead, right? So like this is the like we understand. We just watched the dude get. Oh, here's an interesting question, Judd. Does a bell ring?
it does not ring.
Oh boy, this is so terrible in every way I can imagine. Okay, so yeah, I say the saying, and I essentially what I'm saying is like I look at her and I say, what would you have us do other than just be discreet? Like it's pretty clear that she's like, all right, I've put my cards on the table, and I'm doing the like, I don't actually know the play here move. I'm saying I'm giving her like authority. I'm probably gonna use the title of nobility, like you know how like you have like sir or ma'am, but I will award her a different title, a higher title than she's probably noted for. I use like an honorific that indicates that she's like a head of a house kind of thing.
She sits down and she says, where did you get that ghoul?
Flashback. Hang on. What's her cover story? But, I mean, I was just gonna be like the Deadlands. What's her cover story here?
Oh, good. I mean, like,
Red sashes.
Ooh, interesting. Because ooh,
She knows that they had some.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But didn't she allegedly give it to them?
Yeah, but they were selling it until they got busted. All I have to do is claim to have bought it off a friend of a friend, a Severosi friend of mine, bought some
Okay,
gold from the Red Sashes,
cool.
just thinking to have like a fancy shindig, and we happen to know it because we're connected. We could play that game. We could play the, we got it through. Okay, so what we can't do is come up with a completely bullshit source, because if we come up with a completely bullshit source, she's just gonna know. Like, she
Yeah.
knows where the fuck this shit is moving, right? And she knows that when the Lamp Blacks got it, they got shot. So like that stuff went to the cops. I I have no idea yet, 100%. She may have even been the source of like the McClellan's shipment. So I think that if we do not want her to think that we are cops, or actually think that we are cops, we need to have a plausible story. And the only people that were actively selling this drug, because we found it in a drug den, were the Red
Mm.
Sashes. So she knows they had it, she knows they were selling it, and if we can connect it to them plausibly, we should be fine.
Yeah. Like, could even like don't even need to necessarily name drop stashes, but sort of like name the area that they operate in, kind of
Yeah.
like to let her infer that it was the red sashes.
Like, look, we're new to the city, but a person in this district said that they bought it from some local group that was trying to raise money. They found it on the relatively cheap. We wanted to get in good favor with your house. We tried doing you a favor. Like, does that sound like a good
Yeah. She says, okay, okay.
like? I mean, yeah, okay. We're just gonna let it go at that. I'm not gonna keep digging this hole.
Edinburgh.
You saved my life tonight, and I avenged a violence that was done to you. Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
What would it take for a horsing accident to happen to my father?
Is your father particularly fond of writing?
He hired you for a reason.
What do we say?
It would be my pleasure.
Good. When I'm Lady Rowan, we'll discuss your highly esteemed place in this house.
All right.
She walks out. And I think like a minute later, some maids and grooms come and move the body and start scrubbing the floor.
Ooh.
So I think that there's some tension because Drav is not giving you the like, oh, we're totally not doing this look. As a matter of fact, he's got that like iron face, like we're about to do some shit look.
Yeah, for sure. I think like when no one is overhearing us, I think Maya does like kind of call on it and is like, you've like, I think she says like, you've fallen too far into this. Like this is outside of the mandate. This is obsessive.
Do you wait until like everything's scrubbed? Like there's like the 10 minutes of like tense silence as people are like scrubbing the floors before you say that.
Oh yeah, totally. It's very like a palpable tension. Like, well, yeah, everyone's like cleaning up and stuff or exchanging
Yeah,
glances.
but once they leave, that's what you say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Drav looks at you and he says, "Why'd you become an inspector?"
I think it takes Maya a moment to like get her head around that question, just because like we have spent a lot of time in these characters for the however long we've been here. Um, and I think she says like, did it because the Civerosi were in trouble here in the city.
I picked up this case. because this drug killed my friends. You know this. You know some of their names. 10 minutes ago, I found out the man who actually murdered them. I'm going to roll him off as a corpse in the middle of the Deathlands, and then I'm going to sleep really, really well.
I think this is like a really
End episode! Roll credits!
Yeah. See you in 2 weeks.
Shit!
nice.
Sorry.
No, that is perfect.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know, Judd, if you intentionally dropped that, but Drop was just like,
I
Lord Ryan,
did.
huh? I think the next time he was like, perhaps you wish to join me at breakfast, I would have been like, I certainly bang, bang, bang! This is just the perfect excuse. I even get cover from the nobility.
You played it so cool that I was like, did I say it right?
You didn't stutter.
Yeah. Good.
By the way, Lauren, I definitely want to say this. I, as Strash, am also interested if you want to try and sway me, because there's going to be downtimes and setup and all sorts of other stuff. So, if you want to talk Drav out of suicidal, plans here, that's fine. I am open to the suggestion and the discussion. I felt like I needed to really drop it on the table, so.
Oh no, I'm glad you did.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Shall we do XPs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want to go first?
Gladly. I'll just pull it up. Okay. So I marked my disparate actions. For each time I honorably did my duty in service to the Imperium, or I did what's right.
I would say possibly more than once, including putting friends and your life on the table for it.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. There was a lot of that wasn't there. Awesome. Express belief strives heritage background. I think we got a lot of that with Clave and Drav and this whole undercover story. Struggled with issues from bias or traumas during the session. Not this session, but I feel like in future sessions, definitely. So I'll mark 4 experience points. Sweet.
Cool.
I oddly did not roll any desperate actions this time. But let's do the rest of the XPs for Drav real quick.
The 6s.
Huh?
So the 6s.
Oh yeah, it's all the 6s, yeah. Uh-oh. I keep forgetting to put my XP trigger for the Bluecoats here. You served your precinct by laying down the law, or you did what's right. Huh.
I think so.
I mean, my argument for that is that I did that actually with the kid, and I also did that with the load of ghoul that we were given.
Yeah.
Totally.
It's definitely both ways there. You express your beliefs drives heritage or background.
Maybe.
I'm a pitch to XP here.
I think so.
And finally, you struggle with issues from your vice or trauma. So my vice did not actually kick me hard. It actually helped me this time. But my trauma is an obsession with this case. And I think that there is that... I will argue that it takes a very specific kind of person to put a knife at their throat and just be like, no, it's okay. Let me get stabbed if I need to. Just stick to the case. Stick to the case. I mean, Maya's like, you're in too deep, and Drav's like, you have no idea. So, yeah.
I think that definitely counts. I mean, yeah.
I'm down with that.
Cool. I'm just gonna dump all of that. Oof, actually, let me think about that. I might do two in Savvy, because that'll roll me over. And I could really use it. On the other hand, I am aiming for a little something on the side, which is going to take 8, which means I'll get it next time. Yeah, okay. I'm putting 2 in Savvy. I'm grabbing another dot of exploit. I'm suddenly becoming a much better liar, and I'm gonna dump the rest into my personal, which is gonna put it about half so that I can tweak it next time. All right. Shall we do the mandates?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Enforce the law or advance the progress of the mandate.
I feel like 2 XP.
Yeah.
Both our cases yielded a hell of a lot of information.
Yeah. Totally.
Judd, do you want to do the XPs for the mandates just so that
I got
we're
it.
not
I
doubling?
got it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it.
And then next one.
Contend with challenges above your current station.
Is it 1 or 2? Because definitely Lizette is above our station, but aside from that.
I think it's 1.
Okay, that sounds good.
Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one.
Our reputation is
ambitious,
ambitious.
honorable.
I mean, we helped the kid out. That feels pretty honorable. We told him we wouldn't, like, screw him. And honestly, if he hadn't decided to come commit suicide in the middle of this party, that's not our fault.
Yeah, I almost feel like with the way that you got rid of heat and relieved pressure, you also might have gotten a rep among the high brass as, like, reasonable or traditional or, like, I don't know. Like,
that's not going to last long.
It's not going to last. It's not going to last. Let's not do it because it's not going to last. Okay.
Oh, no, actually, let us do it. So you putting a mechanic to it, you putting this thing to it,
Yeah.
also is a thing where if they perceive it, it'll remind us that we are perceived that way by quoting it on our sheets, and also it gives us a mechanical so Stretch is saying that's not going to last because Drav's priorities are with the dead, whereas Strush also thinks, like, mechanically speaking, to showcase this to others, putting a reputation on the sheet encourages us to play to it because it gives us XP.
Yeah.
So if we don't, that's also a thing. But, like, not putting it on the sheet just because we may not is, I think it's foolhardy. I think we do it. I think we put it on the sheet and we take our XP for it and...
Cool. So what, like team players?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm putting that on there. Cool. So that's 2.
And finally, express the goals, drives, inner conflict, and nature of your crew or something like that. Essential nature of your crew, right?
Yeah.
I
think that's a big twofer.
I think that if you don't get 2 XP in that column, it's a weird game.
Yeah. So yeah, there's no crew advancement, but you're 3 away, so it's coming. Next time.
We should think about something that maybe reduces heat on acquisition.
Yeah.
High Society, I think, does it. We'll double check. But yeah. All right, cool. That's XPs. Do we want to do outros?
Oh yeah.
All right, cool. I'll go first. Hey folks, I've been Strash as Strash A on the Twitters. I'm one of the regular streamers here, one third of actual play. So hopefully you enjoyed this, and hopefully you will join us again in 2 weeks because I am excited to see exactly what happens after this point because things are not going to calm down. So yeah, maybe we'll get some 6s next time. We'll see. That said, you can catch me Thursday nights here, running Band of Blades, and I think that's it from me. Lauren, take it away.
Yeah, Lauren, I am at the Stray Kiwi on Twitter, and oh my god, what the crap is happening with this case? I'm super looking forward to seeing what direction it goes in, because it could go in several wild directions. I think Maya's open to a couple of them. We'll see what happens when we play it out. Just, holy crap. If it's for a book, I couldn't put it down. And yeah, otherwise, I'm wrapping up the last of Girl Underground before we finalize that and send it out to all of our backers and stuff. And then we'll be found on Drive Through RPG if you're looking for some weird, strange, fantastical journey through Wonderland with an Alice type figure and her companions, which is feels wildly different to this game. But, holy crap!
That's the great thing about games, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Judd.
My name is Jed, he, him, and I've got a podcast called Daydreaming About Dragons. So if you want, and it's been coming out pretty consistently, which is nice. So, and I've got like the next 3 weeks in the can, so they're ready to roll, and that's been nice. And I've been writing regularly, which is nice. And so I've got about 20,000 words on some story that's brewing. I don't know what it's going to be. We'll see. Hopefully it won't. Yeah, I'm just gonna finish it. Whatever it is, I'm finishing it. So we'll see where it goes. And yeah, tonight I had to take a friend to a wedding. He needed a ride, and we were driving back. And my wife was like, "So you're gaming when we get home?" And I was like, "Yeah, I am." And she's like, I'm surprised you didn't cancel the game." And I was like, "No, fuck no, I'm not canceling that game. No way, no way." And this is why, because it was really fun. And I'm always curious to see where it's going to go and what you two are going to do with it. And it is always a surprise. So that is awesome. It's fun. So thank you very much. That was cool.
All right, everyone, have a great couple of weeks. Join us again in 2 weeks. Should be same bad time. Well, actually, it'll be slightly earlier, hopefully, if nothing else comes up, and same bad channel. So till then, adios.